Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to Nut Reviews, where I bring you a review every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And today, I know we're hitting super nerd status reviewing Star Trek: The Next Generation, a TV series on Netflix, but came out in the '80s, has 7 seasons, 26 episodes about each season, and basically, this is gonna be me trying to convince someone else in the world to give Star Trek a chance, especially someone younger my age. Even though it sounds extremely nerdy, just hear me out. Especially the show The Next Generation, in particular, there's a few different Star Trek shows. I've watched all of The Next Generation at this point now, and I'm reviewing the entire series as a whole, and basically kind of giving you my thoughts on the characters, what it's about, and the world of Star Trek. Because what really drew me into this world, this show, is the fact that it's kind of like a cinematic universe. I mean, it's not cinematic because it's not a fucking movie, but um, there's like 4 or 5 different Star Trek shows with like 8 or 10 different Star Trek movies, and all these fucking shows and movies are like connected. Like they're not like super heavily filled with Easter eggs and blah blah blah. And it's not like super heavily connected. Not every single episode is connected. There's a lot of filler. There's a lot of just standalone stories that are fucking amazing, but they're standalone stories. But there is so much connectiveness. There's the same aliens throughout. You meet uh, Klingons, which are this certain alien race that's all about being honorable and warriors, and like they're around during the entire show. The Romulans are probably the main villains of the show for the most part. They just have really pointy ears and they're very conniving. Ferengi are very cheap. They're very cheap and they have large ears, and they're greedy, and you learn more about these races each time they appear on the show. And that's just the world building and, like I said, the connectivity of the thing. I haven't even talked about what Star Trek: The Next Generation even fucking is, and everyone's probably already clicked off the video. But Star Trek: The Next Generation is about the Enterprise crew. You get on the USS Enterprise. Captain Picard is awesome, played by Patrick Stewart. His best role performance. The and what basically this crew does is explore the galaxy to infinitely beyond anywhere where no man has gone before, and you meet new species, find new people in the world, find new planets, find new this and that, come across all different types of like diseases or problems or political issues, possibly not like super politics, not like Star Wars Attack of the Clones politics, but like they'll have really cool episodes where these people are trying to negotiate like a peace treaty, and there's like, is this person really trying to be peaceful and negotiate this peace treaty? Are they trying to undermine something, do something below? It's really, you get some really heavy spy espionage type episodes, mixed in with, like I said, that's just probably Captain Picard's thing. He's very democratic. I don't know, not democratic. He's really all about democracy. He's very he will debate and not act in force. I can't think of the right word. Basically, he will talk his way out of situations, come to a mutual like agreement, usually out of things, instead of having to violence. Star Trek is not a violent show. It's not about action. It's not about anything. The action is probably really weak, if anything. It's terrible at some points. It's just phasers shooting at each other like once or twice, and people just disintegrate if they get hit by them. It's not Star Wars at all, and it's not even close to a comparison. This is all about exploration, journey, and characters compared to like Star Wars is everything else. Um, but yeah, that's Captain Picard. You got your first officer in Riker, and he's like got this thing going on where he could always potentially be a captain, and but he wants to be first officer, and he's basically just like he's 6'5", he's tall as shit, and he's just kind of like the captain's right hand man. He's the first officer. We got Counselor Troy, which she's a Betazoid, which means she can read. She has empathic powers. She can feel people's feelings, like whatever they're feeling. So sometimes she'll be able to tell if people are lying to the captain or not when he's negotiating things. She's okay. A lot of her episodes kind of suck when they're focused just on her because they're really weird, and she'll have like mind sex with people early on in the show, and it's just weird. They kind of do some weird things, but she has her like there's tons of great side characters that come in that appear randomly, Counselor Troy's mother is a full-on Beta Z or Zoid or whatever, in which they can like talk to each other in their minds, and she's like a blast in every episode she's in. So her mother really fleshes out her character at least. Um, Geordie LaForge is the chief engineer. He's not like insanely he's probably got the least character arc there is, but he's like everyone's best friend. He's someone you always want to hang out with. You don't hate him. He's actually played by I can't remember who he is, but he has like a visor on. He's blind, but he can like see shit because of his visor. It's I don't know. He's kind of like the least interesting character, but definitely not a bad character. Worf. Worf is he doesn't he's a very slow building character. Like he doesn't really get that much character until like season 3 or 4, and he becomes like chief engineer or chief head of tactical, so like the head of security. And he's just like this badass Klingon. He's like an alien from the honorable race, and so just to have an alien there that's from a different race and having different values, and him have to deal with his home world's problem because they always go to other like these aliens' home world. The Klingons' home world is Kronos, and the Romulans' home world is Romulus, and it's just Betazoid's home world is Beta Z, and they visit a planet called Ryza all the time, which is like this like vacation planet where everyone wants to have sex with each other. It's just there's so much world building and planets going on here, and then I haven't even talked about my favorite character of them all. I'm probably even missing out a bunch of characters, of course. Data. Data got me into this show. If I could recommend a couple episodes just to test yourself out on, Measure of a Man is a great episode debating if like AI should have consciousness because Data is a lieutenant commander, I'm pretty sure, and he's usually at the helm, and he is an android. He's a one of a kind android that is fully like sentient. He doesn't have emotions, but he can understand. He talks to people, and he never uses I don't know what the word is. I'm not smart, but he can't say like can't or uh there, or he can't like add conjunctions. I think that's what the word is. He has to say cannot or it is instead of is. It's I don't know. He's shit like that. Can't and cannot is my best example. But he's slowly Data's character arc. He's this android in the beginning that is so like fascinated with the idea of like what do you call it, sarcasm and jokes and laughter and human things that he wants to become human and like become more human throughout the show about, and he does all these crazy things to slowly become human, like get a cat or try to have a relationship or try to have a kid. Like the offspring is a great episode. Measure of a Man is a great episode just for Data. Probably two of my favorites that I could think of. Probably like in season 2 and 3 is what those episodes are in. And yeah, I would say some Picard episodes to look up that are just standalone good episodes is The Inner Light. Uh, and there's just so many classic episodes in this. There are a lot of episodes. So the flaws with the show is that there's a lot of episodes and a lot of filler and not so great episodes. There are bad episodes in this. I would highly recommend almost not skipping the first two seasons. The first two seasons are quite bad. Um, I would definitely skip around maybe, or even just go straight to season 3. You might not get everything, but season 3 is a great, like just season 3 on is phenomenal. Season 3 itself is just a great season, and including its finale. The show after season 3 on has great season finales. Shit with plot twist and hangovers, um, plot twist and what's the word? I can't think of the word, but basically where cliffhangers. That's the word, not hangovers. Cliffhangers. Just there's so much I could talk about in this show, and I'm just rambling. And it's a large, impactful show. I'm not doing it enough justice in this review, but I just do recommend people check it out. Definitely look up like a guide in which episodes to watch. You'll probably skip out a lot in the first and second season, especially. I even forgot to mention Wesley Crusher and his mom, Doctor Crusher. Wesley Crusher is played by Will Wheaton, and he's the worst character in the show because he's like the Wonder Boy for like the first 2 seasons, and then they finally like write him off, and then he comes back every once in a while, and he's actually a pretty interesting character when he just comes back like twice in seasons 5 and 6 and whatever. I don't know. There's so many tons of characters, and it's really a character focus, especially when you focus on Data, and Captain Picard is just Patrick Stewart is consistently great. It's crazy how over 7 seasons, him and whoever plays Data, I forgot who it is. I'm sorry, but they are just so consistently great. Worf takes some time to get great, but he's definitely a favorite by the end of the show. You get villains like Q. Q is an extremely fun, like overly powerful being that's basically like God. He just kind of comes in and messes with the crew, and especially Captain Picard. He like tests him on if humanity is good or bad or evil, or if they're even worth surviving. Q is a really cool villain. There are definitely standalone good villain episodes. Shit like The Defector, looking up that episode on season 2, I think, is a really good espionage type episode. And some of the season finales, like I said, God, I can't think of the word, episodes, but just the Borg. I forgot to mention the Borg. The Borg themselves are insane villains in this, which is like this robotic cube, is what they come out as, and they're all just one. Like there's many Borg, but they're all one connected mind, and they're basically robots that will just take over everything they have and add it to their shit, and just that's it. They don't talk. They don't negotiate. I mean, they talk, but they don't negotiate. They just say, "Hey, surrender, or we're gonna take over your shit," and that's all they say. And they're very scary. Like, just imagine this overbeing AI that is just huge. And there's some really good Borg episodes, and I can't wait to watch even more Star Trek, because there are two other shows, Deep Space Nine and The Voyager, in which I want to watch. And I do kind of want to review some Star Trek movies. I've watched a few, but I don't know. I haven't reviewed them yet, and I don't know if I really want to, because I'm having a hard time even reviewing the show. There's just so much to talk about. I didn't do this video justice, I know, but down to the characters, the overall show. If you can just work with looking up, a good guide, and also if you just have nothing else to watch, that's what Star Trek is here for. It's on Netflix. If you have nothing else to watch, if you're constantly going to bed like, damn, I don't know what to watch to fall asleep to, this is a great show to put on, lay in bed and watch like half or or the whole show, and like you'll get sleepy, you'll fall asleep, because it's not like boring. It's just good TV to fall asleep to, and you can always look forward to laying in bed and watching it, or waking up and watching an episode. It's nice to have something to always watch that's actually quality, like, and you're just learning something new about the world, or developing something new about the characters, or the inside jokes that you do get later on as you actually, you put in the time in the show. The more you put in, if you can get through the first two really bad seasons, and season 7 kind of starts to fall off, except for the phenomenal 10 out of 10 series finale. Just like looking back at everything they could do in the season finale, it is just really good. It only they could do it because it's a sci-fi show. This show is everything sci-fi, and it is just great. And you get so many more references from other shows making fun of Star Trek. And I don't know. It's sad that everyone under the age of 25 will probably never watch Star Trek except for me. But here I am, and I enjoy it more than Star Wars. Dare I say? It's just, I mean, obviously the action is better in Star Wars, but Star Trek as a world, as characters, they have good arcs, they have good storytelling, good world building, and good writers. And it's just, sometimes it flops, but sometimes it is amazing, and I won't forget the journey I had with the Enterprise crew in Star Trek: The Next Generation. It's something I always want to go back on, and now I get to watch the movies and eventually watch Deep Space Nine. This show for me is a 10 out of 10 show, maybe a 9 out of 10. I mean, each season is different. Seasons 3 2 through 6 are actually 10 out of 10s. Season 7 is like an 8 probably, and season 2 is like a fucking 2 or 3. Season 1 is kind of like a 5 or a 6 out of 10, and that's pretty much my ratings. I definitely do recommend the show, but like I said, bounce around, look up a guide, focus on specific characters you like, and you'll, whatever you put into the show, you'll get back, and it's just a nice time killer. You always know what you want to watch. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this long video. Like, comment, subscribe down below, and peace out.